Sheriff's Office on May 5th of 2014. As a correctional deputy, he was assigned to the Robert Presley Detention Center. He also spent time at the Larry Smith Correctional Center and the Indio Jail. In February of 2018, he began the 204 Basic Academy and was promoted to a sworn deputy sheriff. As a deputy, he worked assignments in corrections before transferring to his current assignment at the Veruca Valley Station in 2020. Deputy Cordero completed motor school recently in September of this year and was currently working motorcycle enforcement. Deputy Cordero learned from his mother the value of serving and helping others. His goal from the day he was hired was to become a motor deputy. He was naturally drawn to law enforcement and certainly embodied our motto of service above self. He was a jokester around the station, and all of our deputies considered him their little brother. He was 32 years old. We are grieving for Deputy Cordero's family and our own law enforcement family within the Riverside County Sheriff's Office. Just before 2 p.m. this afternoon, Deputy Isaiah Cordero made a traffic stop near the 3900 block of Golden West Avenue in Veruca Valley. As he approached the vehicle, the suspect released a gun and shot Deputy Cordero. A community member who witnessed the shooting called 911. Our department, along with some allied agencies, responded immediately. Residents tried to help Deputy Cordero until law enforcement and paramedics arrived. Law enforcement agencies in San Bernardino County and Riverside County began a massive manhunt for the suspect. The suspect was located in San Bernardino County and a vehicle pursuit was initiated. The pursuit went through San Bernardino County, eventually returning into Riverside County. Deputies were successful with a spike strip near the intersection of Valley Way and the 60 freeway in Veruca Valley. However, the vehicle continued. The vehicle eventually became disabled while driving and involved in a single car accident. At the conclusion of the pursuit, the suspect fired rounds at deputies. At that point, deputies returned fire and the suspect was killed. The suspect has been identified as William Shea McKay. His birth date is 8/28/78. His last known address was in the county of San Bernardino. William had an extensive criminal history dating back to before the year 2000, which consisted of kidnapping, robbery, multiple assaults with deadly weapons, including the stabbing of a California Highway Patrol canine, and many more. This terrible tragedy should have been prevented by the legal system. McKay has an extensive, violent past and was convicted of his third strike in November of 2021. That case involved kidnapping and assault with a deadly weapon. Instead of sentencing him to 25 years for life, which should have happened, the judge lowered his bail, allowing him to be released. He was again arrested for failing to appear at his sentencing and additional criminal charges. That same judge released him again. We would not be here today if the judge had done her job. I want to send a message and let me be very clear. Anyone who targets a member of law enforcement in our community will be met with swift action. I want to thank all of the agencies in San Bernardino County and Riverside County for their assistance in locating the suspect. I also want to extend my sincere condolences to Deputy Cordero's loved ones. Nothing is more heartbreaking than losing a son in a senseless manner when they are living their life for others, serving their community. I'll answer any questions if you have them.
Sheriff, what was your last line of duty deputies so how large is your staff?
We have a total of 4,000 employees. Our last line of duty death was last year. This is the first deputy who has been killed in the line of duty in quite some time. I can't remember this last year. It's been over 10 years.
Sheriff, did you recover a weapon from the scene where again the car was stopped by deputies and weapon there?
The suspect was shooting at deputies, which prompted them to shoot back, and he was killed.
Handgun, rifle, shotgun, do you know?
I believe it was a handgun.
Who is this judge who failed?
I'm not going to release that name. That's a San Bernardino County judge.
Can
Can you spell Shay, please?
S-H-A-E.
Was that gentleman out on parole, basically awaiting sentencing, pending sentencing, whatever?
He should have been immediately sentenced to 25 years to life. The judge reduced bail, allowing him to bail out against the objections of the prosecutor, and here we are today.
Not
Sure.
once, but twice, right?
Twice.
Sheriff, you had said that he learned service from his mother. Is she also in law enforcement?
No, she is not.
Sheriff, you had phrased a moment ago for the citizens who assisted. Can you elaborate?
We would not have known this happened for quite some time had we not been notified by residents. So there was a resident that witnessed what had happened, and they went to his aid and tried to help, waiting for us to do that.
Is he married? Do you leave behind any children?
He has a girlfriend. He has an older stepbrother and survived by his mom and dad.
Sheriff, how did they stop the vehicle?
I'm sorry, say that again?
How did they stop the truck?
The truck, I can only guess. I was there at the end of it. I can only guess from the smoke that was coming from the car. The tires had already come off. That something happened with the axle. It shot across the freeway and became disabled. And at that point is when he opened fire.
Characterize once more, sir, if you could, what happened on the freeway? U-turns and some bike strips? Can you give us some specifics?
It was a relatively high-speed pursuit, but not excessive. Traffic was a little bit excessive thick through Harupa Valley, but he he exited off the freeway, got back on the same on-ramp going the opposite direction of the 60. There was never really any side-to-side reckless driving on the freeway. The spike strip was successful in disabling both rear wheels, and eventually that caused the axle to fail. And it appears he shot across the freeway and became disabled.
My second question has to do with the canine stab. We covered that too. Can you recall that, sir?
I don't want to comment on that.
Sheriff, could you talk about how important it is to a deputy to get an assignment like the motor unit? I mean, those are pretty coveted, right?
That is certainly one of our special assignments, and it is something that deputies have in them, that they're a strong desire to get on a motorcycle and do motorcycle enforcement. We don't just put them there. There's a list of deputies waiting to get those special assignments.
Sheriff, any indication what the traffic stop was for, what the violation was initially?
At this point, not yet.
Could you tell us how you found this guy? Because it sounded like he might have had a stolen plate on the truck that you tracked back first to Corona, and then you had realized he might be in Chino or Chino Hills.
Not necessarily. So I mentioned earlier we're a very large department. We're 4,000 strong, and with this going out, we also have immediate contact with all of our other allied agencies in Riverside County. Once we quickly were able to determine a possible identity of the suspect, that was broadcast to both counties, to San Bernardino County and to Riverside County agencies, and I think that goes without saying that we were all looking for that vehicle, and it was located rather quickly.
Sir, was he in a stolen truck?
It doesn't appear to be. Or not that I know of at this time.
Deputy Cordero, he was still alive by the time he got to the hospital. Any indication of when you asked?
I don't think so. He obviously suffered a fatal injury.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Sheriff, I've heard a couple people say that you actually got into the pursuit. Is that true or not true?
I don't know if I would say I was. I don't know. I was there during the pursuit, and I was there at the conclusion. So yes,
Okay.
yes.
I
To
just
all the
we'll take one
deputies,
more question. and
How
then we'll
immediate
finish.
was the exchange between the suspect and the officer?
We're still trying to determine that. We'll have those exact answers once we go through the body worn camera.
But
I did have a last question, so if you don't mind. Do all of your deputies go through corrections? I know that is the case with some agencies.
No, our sworn deputies will go straight to patrol, but we do hire for corrections, and then a lot of our deputies that are in corrections for some time decide that we want to go out on patrol, and so we will it's, I don't wanna say it's a promotion, they still have to go through another academy and graduate that, but then we make the patrol.
Did you know Cordero personally?
I did not.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you, sorry
Thank
for
you.
your loss.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, you guys.
Sheriff,
So
you'll
he
have
didn't
Spanish,
call in to
correct?
stop?
Yes,
You'll have
She did.
Spanish speakers?
I'm sorry, our other PIO is at the other side. She's in group, I'm sorry.
And can I go to her
Yes.
or?
Yes.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will say that, obviously, the scene of the shooting this afternoon, and then the freeway, near the 6th Street exit, and in Norco on the 15th freeway. Those are the only two scenes. Thank you. Oh, very good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Sheriff, thanks for putting up with this.
You bet, absolutely.